The Indiana Pacers are always one of the most underrated teams in the entire NBA. They always outperform the expectations, but at the same time, they come with their own share of curses from injuries every single season that really leave this team from reaching their max potential. Now, after going through a new head coach this season, after losing TJ Warren 4 games into the season, after Myles Turner going down with injuries, it has a lot of people speculating if this core is going to keep it together or if the Pacers are going to go in a new entire direction. There's trade rumors of Sabonis, Myles Turner, Malcolm Brogdon, you name it, they are talked about in a trade. And today, we're going to discuss some of that. Yo, what's going on, guys? Crispy Flakes here. So for today's video, we are going to be talking about the Indiana Pacers. There's just been like a lot of rumors swirling on with this team as far as trades go, and obviously, you know, Nate Yorkin was fired, and it just seems like the team's either going to go in a different direction or I don't really know what's going to exactly happen with the man. But regardless, I'm seeing Myles Turner's name get brought up a lot because he literally fits in with any single team in the NBA. But before we get into all that, if you guys don't mind leaving a like on this video, 1,000 likes is always the goal. And of course, man, we are so close to 300,000 subscribers. You guys have been crazy with the support as of late, by the way, man. Thank you all so much for that. But if you don't mind subscribing, if you are new to the channel, it would be greatly appreciated. So yes, I am dressed as a full-on Pacers fan with the blue, the yellow. This hat was actually under some boxes, so it's looking kind of smushed. But also I look like a Michigan Wolverines fan, which I am a fan of that team, by the way. Go blue, just saying. But yeah, straight up, guys, I need to give you guys my honest opinions about the Pacers before we start talking about these Myles Turner trades. I think this team is built completely fine. I actually really like the Pacers roster for the past few seasons now. I think when it comes to this team, man, it's the one squad that we always count out, but they always do better than expected. People are like, oh, the Pacers, they'll be fine. But it's oh, they're damn 4th in the damn Eastern Conference or something, right? Now, this season, definitely a bit of a different story as they suffered through a lot of injuries. I mean, they started the season losing TJ Warren, who's only played 4 games. And we all know that man was killer in the bubble last year. But straight up, TJ Warren is a 20-point-per-game scorer. So not many teams could lose a 20-point-per-game scorer and then bounce back like that. And then obviously Sabonis had a fantastic season, make the All-Star team and everything, definitely deserved. They got Karis Levert, who I really do think has All-Star potential. Now, obviously, he's another guy that kind of needs to fight through injuries, but he's been like that since his damn freshman year at Michigan, man. Straight up, I've watched this kid play for a very long time. You got Malcolm Brogdon, who I think is one of the better point guards / shooting guards in the NBA. The reason I say that is because, to me, he is just such a good combo guard. He's one of those guys that you can play with a primary ball handler, but can also play off ball, and I just love guys like that, right, man? So, Malcolm Brogdon, absolutely fantastic. And then you got Myles Turner. So, Myles Turner also has had his share of injuries this season, but when it comes down to it, man, the guy is one of the most, elite defensive players in the NBA. He averaged 3 blocks per game. He's always a top guy in that category. The one thing that I think that kind of holds him back is definitely his offense. Now, do I think Myles Turner has potential to be a better offensive player? Yes, I do. But I also think the way that the Pacers team is organized is that they have a very balanced attack, right? They essentially the entire starting 5 can score the basketball, right, man? So it's definitely going to take away from Myles Turner. But his efficiency, he's shot about 48% field goal percentage. 3-point shots, it's always fine for a center, around 35% is his career average. So when it comes down to it, man, I just think that he's a guy that has kind of played more into the system. But if he was given more shots and opportunities, you might see him flourish, similarly to a Jeremy Grant on the Detroit Pistons, right? So a lot of that can change with coaching or really just a change of scenario. And really the direction of this team, if they do decide to trade Myles Turner away, is simply you're probably looking at getting a little bit more smaller out there, right? By small ball, right now they have Sabonis at the 4 spot with Myles at the 5, then TJ plays at the 3. You might be looking at something like TJ Warren at the 4 spot with Sabonis at the center position, right, man? So either way, I think is fine. I personally with Sabonis, obviously the defense not the greatest, but I don't also think it's the worst out there where you don't really gotta be a dominant shot blocker to be considered a good defensive player. I mean, if you can just put your body on the big guy, you'll be good to go. And I think Sabonis is at least capable of doing that. Is he Myles Turner? No, definitely not. But by getting smaller out there with the lineup, obviously that's going to lead to more shot opportunities and everything like that, and getting out in transition. So yeah, and I mean, I don't really know what the trade would be looking like exactly. There's a few rumors going on now, which we'll definitely talk about that. But I just have to really point towards the fact, man, that I am cool with what the team has going on right now. I just think they need to get healthy, and then obviously they need to get a new head coach because, like I said, Nate Yorkin was fired. When it comes down to Yorkin, I don't know too much about him, not gonna lie, but you know, just from hearing from guys like CSB and, you know, some other Pacer fans out there, it seems like he's just like somebody that maybe was in the wrong opportunity, you know, wrong place, wrong time, where he could have been a decent coach for a rebuilding team, but maybe that's not exactly what this Pacers team is looking to do, and maybe did not exactly have like the control of the locker room, because it is more a veteran team, right, man? But yes, so there's two teams right now that I was kind of reading about this morning that was kind of popping up as extremely interested in Myles Turner. The first team being the Minnesota Timberwolves. And if you ask me, man, like, that's a really good fit. You know, Cat with Myles out there, that is an elite front court. I mean, both those guys can stretch the floor out. Cat is fine at defense. A lot of people say he's a bad defender, but like, he's fine. I mean, it's kind of the same realm as Sabonis, so it's like, he's fine. Like, I'm not saying he's like a bad defender, right? But you put Myles Turner out there with the shot blocking and everything, and it just really makes a lot of sense. Now, to do that, you're probably looking at Myles playing the power forward position, which I think is fine because he is somebody that kind of sticks to the perimeter anyway. Or if he wants to play on the inside, you know, Cat also shoots a ton of threes as a center. So it's almost like a weird combo center type of lineup, which I don't know, man. I'm actually would be a little intrigued to see. I think it could definitely work since both guys can shoot pretty damn good from the three-point line, and you obviously get that defense with Myles Turner. So what type of trade actually gets this done? That's been the toughest part preparing this video, is trying to think like what type of trade would actually make the Pacers better. And I'm not gonna lie, man, in this video, based off of the rumors I'm hearing, I don't think there is a trade that involves Myles Turner that makes them that much better, right? So when I think about the Timberwolves, obviously they have like D'Lo, they have you know, Anthony Edwards, they have Cat. I don't think they're trading any of those guys to get Myles Turner. And not to mention, I don't really think the Pacers need guys like that. So I'm thinking in this case, you're probably looking at maybe some draft picks, some sort of like youth players to get on the Pacers team, you know, develop off the bench, and hopefully guys that can kind of flourish in the team over time. So I was thinking of guys like, you get somebody like Malik Beasley, who is not exactly a young player, but he was a 20-point per game scorer, you know, last season for the Timberwolves, so he could bring some scoring over to the Pacers, put up the shooting guard spot. You know, Karis goes to the 3, TJ at the 4, Sabonis at the 5. That kind of works. On top of that, you maybe go for a guy like a Jarrett Culver, who was a top, you know, lottery draft pick and everything, and just hasn't really had a great opportunity with the Timberwolves. I really could see him fitting more in a team cultured type of Pacers team. And another guy that I would actually really like the Pacers to get their hands on if they do decide to trade away Myles Turner, that I think would fit nicely actually next to Sabonis, would be Naz Reid. Naz Reid to me is, you know, like, this comparison is definitely a bold comparison to make, but I've been saying that Naz Reid is kind of like a Jokic type of build, man. He is one of those, or maybe you can even say like Sabonis, man. Like, he's one of those centers / power forwards that has the guard-like play to their game, man. It's almost like you got like this guard in this center's body, and that's kind of what Naz Reid is. Pretty solid defensive player. I think he has a lot of good potential there, and, you know, another guy that can really just knock down the three-point shot. So he could fit pretty decently next to Sabonis. I think could really develop over time. The other team that was talked about a bit is the Hornets. So the Hornets are obviously looking for a new center. You know, Bismack Biyombo, Cody Zeller. They're dudes that play basketball that are tall at the center position, and I think the Hornets are looking to get beyond that. And one guy, obviously, to get that done would be Myles Turner. Now, I'm much more interested in maybe them going for like a free agent, so they don't got to give up any assets in a trade. Obviously, like Rashawn Holmes will be available, Andre Drummond, you know, players like that. But to get the man on the team, Myles Turner, I think you're probably looking at trading like Miles Bridges, Malik Monk, something along those lines. I don't really see the Pacers having too much interest in like Devontae Graham, although I think he's a free agent himself anyway. So yeah, probably somebody like that probably gets some. Now, I don't know if the Gordon Hayward interest is there anymore. Now, originally Gordon Hayward was offered to the Pacers in exchange for Myles Turner. I feel like I've said Miles Bridges this entire video. If I said that, man, I do apologize. If I'm saying Turner or Bridges, I don't know, man. I guess I'll know in the comment section below when the video's all said and done. I feel like I've been saying Bridges the entire damn video, man. But regardless, we could have, you know, or the Celtics originally, you know, declined a package to get Myles Turner for Gordon Hayward. Now Gordon's on the Hornets, so maybe they're interested in doing that again. I don't really know. I mean, Gordon Hayward does fit the Pacers kind of going into a more small ball direction. I just don't really know if they want the injury-prone, you know, $30+ million player. So beyond that, like I said, man, Myles is a guy that fits on literally any team. So the trade possibilities are really endless. I've been saying forever I want him on the Pelicans. I feel like he's the perfect guy next to Zion. So maybe some sort of sign-in trade for Lonzo Ball gets that done, and Malcolm goes to the 2 spot. That could have some potential right there. I don't really see him going for like a Steven Adams because he does not really fit next to Sabonis, or really does not go in the direction of the small ball type of thing. You look at the Celtics, I mean, maybe some sort of Kemba Walker thing, but once again, I don't know if the Pacers really want a guy like that. I'm kind of cool with their Karis Levert, Malcolm Brogdon backcourt. You got the Dallas Mavericks, Kristaps Porzingis. You know, Porzingis and Sabonis, they do give you something different at least. But, you know, once again, it's a tall dude that can shoot threes sometimes and play some defense. The fact of the matter, though, is that Kristaps' offense has not been great, and Myles Turner is a better defensive player, so I don't really see why they would do something like that either, man. This is a really tough video. I like what Myles brings to this Pacers team, and it's just one of those guys where, you know, I don't think his name is going to get the Pacers like some all-star superstar player, but I think his value is really important to this squad. So I can't think who exactly, unless, like I said, with the T-Wolves trade, you do like a combination of assets to get Myles on the team. But if I had to predict, I do think the Pacers are going to just go out and get, you know, some sort of veteran head coach and some free agent signings. And I'm expecting this team to run it back, man. I don't see any reason why not. I love the lineup. It works out nicely. They were missing their 20-point per game scorer last season, and, you know, they lost Myles Turner for a good portion of the season, too. He only played 47 games. So, we have for the video, man. Hope you all enjoyed it. Give me your thoughts about all this in the comment section below. What type of Myles Turner trade or Pacers trade in general would you like to see done, or you believe that really nothing should happen? Thank you all so much for watching. Be sure to drop that like. Subscribe if you're new to the channel. Hopefully, I didn't have the background, you know, floating. A lot of people said that gets distracting, so I have like the green screen thing that goes, but I have my microphone right here, so sometimes I like bump it like that. I don't know if it just did it right there, man, and it makes everything shake. So hopefully that's the issue, and I try not to make it this video, so right there. But all right, guys, that's all we got. Peace out.